In the annals of history, few names evoke as much awe and intrigue as Alexander the Great. Born in 356 BC, Alexander III of Macedon ascended the throne of a kingdom that was to become an empire, leaving an indelible mark on the world. Join us as we delve into the life, conquests, and legacy of a man who, in just 13 years, changed the course of history. Alexander was born on July 20th, 356 BC, in Pella, the ancient capital of Macedonia, located in modern-day northern Greece. He was the son of King Philip II, a formidable warrior king, and Olympias, one of Philip's many wives. Olympias instilled in Alexander a belief in his divine heritage, claiming descent from heroes and gods. According to legend, on the night of his birth, the temple of Artemis at Ephesus burned down, an omen interpreted as the coming of a great force in the world. King Philip II was often away, expanding his kingdom and putting down rebellions. Despite his absences, Philip was a significant influence on Alexander. He reformed the Macedonian army, turning citizen warriors into a professional fighting force, a transformation that young Alexander observed closely. Philip's strategic acumen and military innovations, including the use of the phalanx and advanced siege techniques, would profoundly influence his son. Philip ensured that Alexander received an exceptional education. He arranged for Alexander to be tutored by the great philosopher Aristotle. Under Aristotle's guidance, Alexander developed a love for knowledge, logic, philosophy, music, and culture. These teachings would later shape his approach to ruling the diverse peoples within his empire. Aristotle introduced Alexander to Homer's epics, particularly the Iliad, which inspired Alexander's own heroic aspirations. He even slept with a copy of the Iliad under his pillow. At the age of 16, Alexander was left in charge of Macedonia while his father campaigned. He seized this opportunity, defeating a Thracian tribe and founding Alexandroupolis, a city named after himself. This victory showcased his military prowess and ambition. His leadership was further tested when he commanded the left wing of his father's army at the Battle of Chaeronea in 338 BC, where he demonstrated remarkable courage and tactical skill. In 336 BC, King Philip II was assassinated under mysterious circumstances during the wedding of his daughter Cleopatra. The assassin, one of Philip's former lovers, was quickly killed, leaving the true motives behind the murder shrouded in speculation. Some ancient sources even suggest a conspiracy involving Alexander and his mother, Olympias. This dramatic turn of events thrust Alexander into the role of king at the age of 20, and he swiftly moved to secure his position. Upon Philip's death, 20-year-old Alexander swiftly consolidated power, gaining the support of the Macedonian army and asserting his authority over the Greek city-states. His first major act as king was to quell a rebellion in Thebes, which he did with ruthless efficiency, destroying the city and enslaving its inhabitants. This brutal act served as a warning to other Greek states about the consequences of defiance, solidifying his control over Greece. With Greece and the Balkans pacified, Alexander turned his attention to the Persian Empire. His father had planned to invade Persia, and Alexander was determined to fulfill this ambition. His official reason was to liberate Greek cities under Persian control and avenge the Persian invasions of Greece. But Alexander's own ambition and desire for glory also played a crucial role. He proclaimed himself the Avenger of Greece and set out with a combined Greek and Macedonian army. In 334 BC, Alexander's forces crossed into Asia Minor and faced the Persian army at the Battle of Granicus. Despite being heavily outnumbered, Alexander's tactical genius led to a decisive victory. This battle was the first major step in his campaign to conquer Persia. Alexander's bold move to charge across the river and engage the enemy directly showcased his willingness to take risks and his confidence in his troops. The following year, Alexander faced Darius III, the Persian king, at the Battle of Issus. Darius's army was vast, but Alexander's superior tactics and the disciplined Macedonian phalanx turned the tide. Darius fled, leaving behind his family, whom Alexander treated with respect, displaying a blend of ruthlessness and magnanimity that characterized his rule. This victory not only demonstrated Alexander's military prowess, but also his psychological warfare, as he treated Darius's family with dignity to undermine the Persian king's morale. Alexander then moved south along the eastern Iranian coast, capturing key cities and depriving the Persian navy of crucial bases. The siege of Tyre in 332 BC was one of his most challenging military feats. Tyre, an island city, fiercely, but after 7 months, Alexander built a causeway and breached its defenses. The fall of Tyre showcased Alexander's determination and engineering ingenuity, solidifying his reputation as a master strategist. After Tyre, Alexander marched into Egypt, where he was welcomed as a liberator. He founded the city of Alexandria, which would become one of the most significant cultural and intellectual centers of the ancient world. Alexander's vision for Alexandria reflected his desire to blend Greek and local cultures. He visited the Oracle of Siwa in the Libyan desert, where he was declared the son of Zeus, further solidifying his divine status among his followers. With Egypt secured, Alexander resumed his campaign against Persia. In 331 BC, he faced Darius III again at the Battle of Gaugamela, near modern-day Erbil in Iraq. Despite being vastly outnumbered, Alexander's strategic brilliance led to another decisive victory. Darius fled once more, but was later betrayed and killed by his own men. This battle marked the effective end of Persian resistance and the beginning of Alexander's rule over the former Persian Empire. Alexander then moved deeper into the Persian Empire, adopting some Persian customs and dress, which caused tension among his Macedonian soldiers. In Bactria, modern-day Afghanistan, he married Roxana, a local princess, solidifying his control over the region. Alexander's policy of cultural integration aimed at unifying his diverse empire, but it also alienated many of his Macedonian compatriots who viewed these practices as a betrayal of their customs. From 330 to 327 BC, Alexander campaigned in Central Asia, facing harsh conditions and resistance. At the fortress of Sogdian Rock, he met and married Roxana. His relentless drive and ambition began to strain his relationships with his troops and inner circle. The capture of the seemingly impregnable Sogdian Rock was another testament to Alexander's military ingenuity and his ability to inspire his men to achieve the impossible. In a fit of drunken rage, Alexander killed Clitus the Black, a trusted friend who had saved his life at the Battle of Granicus. This incident marked a turning point, highlighting Alexander's increasing paranoia and the growing discontent among his men. The murder of Clitus revealed the darker side of Alexander's personality and the pressures he faced as a ruler and conqueror. It also exposed the fractures within his inner circle, as his companions began to fear his unpredictable temper. Despite these internal challenges, Alexander pressed on into India, where he faced King Porus at the Battle of Hydaspes in 326 BC. The battle was fiercely contested, with Porus deploying war elephants. Alexander's tactical ingenuity once again secured victory, and he treated the captured Porus with respect, making him an ally. This battle demonstrated Alexander's adaptability in the face of new and formidable military challenges and his strategic use of diplomacy to consolidate his gains. After the Battle of Hydaspes, Alexander's troops, exhausted and longing for home, mutinied, forcing him to turn back. The return journey through the Gedrosian Desert was disastrous, with many soldiers perishing in the harsh conditions. Despite this setback, Alexander returned to Persia as the ruler of a vast empire. The hardships of the Gedrosian Desert March underscored the limits of Alexander's ambitions and the human cost of his relentless drive for conquest. In 324 BC, Alexander's closest friend and general, Hephaestion, died, causing Alexander profound grief. His health deteriorated, and his behavior became increasingly erratic. In June 323 BC, while in Babylon, Alexander fell ill and died at the age of 32 under mysterious circumstances. Some speculate he was poisoned, but it is more likely that he succumbed to a fever, possibly typhoid. The suddenness of his death left his empire in chaos, as he had no clear successor. Alexander's death left a power vacuum, leading to 2 generations of conflict among his generals, known as the Diadochi. The empire he had built fractured into several Hellenistic kingdoms, each ruled by one of his former commanders. This period of turmoil saw the rise of new power centers and the spread of Hellenistic culture throughout the Mediterranean and Near East. Despite the fragmentation of his empire, Alexander's legacy endured. The cities he founded, especially Alexandria in Egypt, became centers of learning and culture. The spread of Greek culture and influence, known as Hellenization, profoundly shaped the regions Alexander had conquered. Alexandria, with its famous library and museum, became a beacon of knowledge and a symbol of the cultural synthesis Alexander envisioned. Alexander's legacy continues to captivate and inspire. He is remembered not only as a military genius, but also as a visionary who sought to blend cultures and create a cosmopolitan world. His life and conquests have been reimagined in countless works of art, literature, and film, each generation finding new meanings and lessons in his story. From medieval romances to modern novels and films, Alexander remains a figure of enduring fascination and inspiration. Historians have long debated Alexander's legacy. Was he a brilliant strategist and visionary leader, or a ruthless conqueror driven by personal ambition? His efforts to integrate different cultures and his promotion of learning and arts contrast sharply with the destruction and bloodshed his conquest entailed. The duality of his legacy reflects the complexity of his character and the profound impact he had on history. Alexander's influence extended far beyond his lifetime. The Hellenistic period saw the fusion of Greek, Middle Eastern, and Asian cultures, shaping the development of the Roman Empire and the subsequent history of Europe and Asia. The spread of Greek language and ideas facilitated cultural and intellectual exchange across a vast area. Philosophers, scientists, and artists of the Hellenistic age built upon the foundations laid during Alexander's conquests, contributing to advancements in various fields. Modern military strategists and scholars study Alexander's campaigns for insights into leadership, logistics, and battlefield tactics. His ability to inspire loyalty, his innovative use of combined arms, and his strategic vision continue to be subjects of analysis and admiration. Military academies around the world teach his tactics, and his campaigns are considered classic examples of strategic brilliance. Monuments and tributes to Alexander the Great can be found around the world, from statues and paintings to educational institutions named in his honor. His image, often depicted in heroic poses, symbolizes the archetype of the conquering hero. These tributes reflect the enduring fascination with his persona and the global impact of his historical achievements. In the end, Alexander the Great remains a figure of monumental historical significance. His ambitious conquests and attempts at cultural integration laid the groundwork for a new era in history, the Hellenistic Age. His story is one of triumph and tragedy, a testament to the heights of human ambition and the complexities of leadership. The legacy of Alexander the Great, with its blend of heroism and hubris, continues to resonate through the ages, inspiring and instructing generations across the world. Do well to like, share, comment, and subscribe as we bring you more intriguing historical stories.